welcome back to Monday with Molly. I'm Andrew Kosselman here with Molly Dean on the Molly Dean team. Every week we talk a little bit about the mortgage process, and so this week I wanted to talk to you about something that happens on almost every mortgage transaction. Let's talk about the appraisal.
Okay.
All right, we kind of touched on this several months ago, but really deep diving into the appraisal, maybe some misconceptions that come along with it, okay?
Okay.
So let's do what I always like to do, base level. What is an appraisal?
Well, it is what the lender uses to determine the value of the home. It is the underwriter's eyes. So the underwriter wants to see the property.
Right.
And so they use an appraisal for that, to see it and to give a value to it.
Right. Yeah, because certain loan programs, as we talked about 6 months ago, have different appraisal requirements.
Correct.
The only way the investors or the government agencies who are backing these loans know if a property meets those is if, as you said, they can see it. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So when we talk about appraisals, we get them ordered. We're not going to get into when we order them and all that stuff, but let's say the appraisal takes place on the house that I'm buying.
Okay.
And there's a term out there called subject to or conditioned, right?
Okay.
What does that mean to me as the client? Does that mean, oh my gosh, this isn't going to happen?
No, it just means that the property has some things that are required to be done in order for the loan to close and it to meet the value and the conditions of the loan that you're obtaining.
Okay.
Super simple.
So just because it has a condition doesn't mean I'm not buying this house.
No, it doesn't.
Give me some simplistic ones that sometimes pop up.
Peeling paint on FHA.
Big time.
Big
FHA
time.
government loan
Yes.
program we've talked about
Mhm.
before. One of my favorites, cracked light switch plates.
Yes.
That'll pop up.
If it's missing, it's considered potential hazard.
Right.
So
Obviously, very easily fixable.
very
thing.
fixable.
Okay, so appraisal has no conditions, okay?
Okay.
So it comes back as is.
Okay.
Does that mean my loan's approved and we're done?
As long as it meets the value.
Okay, but the loan's not done yet.
Well, no, but the appraisal part is.
So the appraisal is as
Yes.
is, but my loan's still in the works.
Correct.
Okay. So last question I have that
Okay.
I know for a fact we've talked about, but I wanted to bring back up again because we seem to be getting this quite a bit lately. I'm buying a house and the appraisal comes in higher than I'm buying it for. Will you give me more money?
We will not.
Okay, that's
No.
good.
We'll still give you whatever percentage you're approved for, whether it's 3% down, 5% down. We'll do the max percentage of whatever the price that you've agreed on.
Right. That's how the loan side works. But silver lining for the client is
They have equity.
you got a great deal.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. And then something that we don't love to talk about but does happen. Let's say the appraisal comes in a little bit low.
This is tricky.
Yeah.
So we will lend 97%, 95%, whatever the approval is on the appraised value.
Right.
That's what we'll lend on. But a borrower could pay over the appraisal should they choose to.
Yeah.
Borrower can make any of that decision on their own.
Right. And that really is where we kind of step out of it because then it becomes between the client, the realtor, who by this point you're best friends with, as I like to say, and then just communicating with the sellers, seeing if there's options there, communicating with the client, kind of trying to make that decision for themselves. We're very much by the books as far as how much money is going to be going out
Yep.
based on the appraisal, right?
Max percentage that you're approved for of the appraised value.
Okay. And then last question, I can't just go order another appraisal and see if that person gives me a better value, right?
You cannot.
Otherwise you can just do that over.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I have for you today, Molly. So
Okay.
thanks for chatting with me.
Happy Monday.
Bye.